hiccup happens. So today I have Viral with me. He will help me. This time we'll figure it out. Okay, we have enough time. Normally we hit at 9 o'clock, so it's always a challenge. This is a beautiful exercise. In case if I cannot complete, you are going to work with your group and figure it out, because this is something important. Okay, so what is this exercise? Let's set the stage. So first thing first, before we start exercise, making sure you understand the purpose. Let's say company A, B, C has two branches, one in US and one is in India. Now they have customer also surrounding two branches. Now company headquarters is in US. So company headquarters is US. So they are daily basis, they are working with their headquarters. But they want the customers should get their data, whichever they add, they want the customers should get the data. So they want customers should have access to the data. So they want automatic replication. So whatever they write, it should automatically available in India, one way direction. It should not be India should come to US, but US thing should come to India. So basically what they want, if they write any objects, within 10-15 minutes, this object should be available automatically here. If they delete, it should delete automatically. If they update, it should automatically update. Makes sense? So they want beautiful concept called replication. This is one of the most popular question in the exam. If your customer is all over, how would you make the data available? So Google write data in one place and rest everything replicate. Netflix write data in one place and everything replicate. So replicate is a quite interesting feature. And because it's replicate, you will not lose data because data has a copy. Yes or no? And your customers doesn't have to worry about, they don't have to come all the way. So example, India customer doesn't have to come all the way to US to get the data. They can get the same data from Mumbai. Yes or no? So we are going to create similar setup. Are we understand? So for that, we will use quite a setup. So here we will create a one bucket in region, which we call source bucket. So we'll create a source bucket and we will have destination bucket. Source bucket, let's say for time being, we can do easy life. Source bucket we can create in Ohio, and destination bucket, let's say we create in a Virginia. Make sense? Or I can create in Mumbai also, right? Wherever, doesn't matter. Destination bucket is nothing but mirror copy. Speak with me, mirror copy. Mirror copy means they get replication. Now replication does happen in less than 5 to 10 minutes. You can accelerate that by paying a little bit more money, right? But for our exercise, it's okay to wait for 5 minutes. Make sense? So we will have more steps because we need to create bucket in 2 different regions. We need to give up permissions. Remember a lot of things. This time permissions, not only permission we need to give, but we also need to create a role, which is the last week. Remember we created IAM role, and then we were giving over there. We also need to give you a special permission. So this is a quite interesting lab. Again, I hope you and your groups are meeting, doing such kind of lab. If you do this type of lab, I give you guarantee in interview you will have fun, because majority people don't do or don't understand this concept. The only way you will understand if you do it once, right? So if in case if I struggle, you can do that part as your homework also. Sounds good? So let's begin. So first thing first, we are going to back to our S3. So let's go to bucket. Let's go to bucket. We are going to create new bucket. So I'm in a bucket. We're going to create a new bucket. So I'm in a bucket. We're going to create a new bucket. This time I'll give a bucket name meaningful. So first I'm in East. Make sure you understand. I'm in East. East is Ohio. So to make my life easy, I'll say Feb source SRC Ohio and my name Tush1. You write your name. This way we will know Feb SRC means source, Ohio means this is my Ohio, and Tush1, which is my bucket. You use your name. Don't use my name because we cannot create the same bucket. Make sense or no? Naming convention will really help us, so it will be easier. Now we'll use ACL Now, it's okay to make a public or private bucket, doesn't matter. Technically, it doesn't matter. Bucket is public or private, doesn't matter. So right now, I'm going to make bucket public just to learn quickly because we want to see that. So we'll do all steps necessary, but you don't have to make bucket public. Let's do it right now, make it private and see what happens. And then we'll figure it out. We'll troubleshoot, we'll learn something more. So I'm not going to make it public. Is that okay? We can make it public bit later also. No problem. We have to enable versioning. That's for sure. We have to enable versioning. Make sense?
Yes.
Clear? And now we are going to create bucket. Was it hard? Pretty easy. Creating first bucket from Ohio. So bucket is done. First bucket is created. You can see literally see that FEB, FEB, SRC, Ohio, choose one. Bucket one is created. Excellent. A little smile, a little bit energy, right? We are doing a good exercise. Now let's create a new bucket. So this time create a bucket. And in this bucket, we are going to change region. I'm going to select Virginia. You can see here, Virginia is here. You can see that, yes or no?
Yep.
So I'm going to select Virginia. Make sure you select Virginia. Can I create a bucket in the same region? You can, and you can replicate also, but that's not a point. I want to show that replication in different region. If I can replicate in Virginia, I can replicate in Mumbai also. Do you guys agree? Concept remains same. So no problem. So bucket is general purpose. So here, bucket is general. Now bucket name. So let's give a bucket name. So I'll say FEB, DES. DES stands for destination. Virginia means VIR or VA. I'll say VA. So FEB, FEB, destination DES, VA, and I give my name and push 2. So at least I know this is my bucket. You give your appropriate name. FEB, DES stands for destination, VA means Virginia, and my name and bucket 2. Good so far? Okay. Now, if you scroll down, same concept, right? Same concept, no problem. I'm not changing anything, but I have to create enable. I need to create a versioning enable, right? Now, there is no need to change, create bucket. So I have 2 buckets created. So far, so good. Now, I need to create a master bucket. So in my case, master bucket will be Ohio. You guys agree? So I'll say Ohio, your source, and I'm going to create a replication policy. I'm going to create replication rule so you can start replicate data to Virginia, right? So now go back to your bucket and go to, you can literally see here source Ohio. Yes or no? Click on it. So when you click on the Ohio, you have options to go to management. So Ohio, relax and enjoy. Click on management. When you click on management, you will have options to replicate rule. Say yes.
Yes.
Now here you can see there is no rule. So we are going to create a rule. By default, all the time my rule failed. Why? Because so far it used to work, but AWS keep changing. So this time I did a little bit preparations. I have an article which we can use it, but we'll be able to figure it out. If not, you guys will figure it out. Remember, you need to say ta-da in your what you call WhatsApp or today. If I can do now, your lab will be very easy. If it doesn't work, you have to figure it out. So create replication rule. So now you're saying, what is the rule name? So I'll say today is the first. So I'll say FEB replication 1. So I'll say REP1. You can give any name, right? So it says choose whether the rule will be enabled. So I'll say yes, rule will be enabled. So I'll say enable, no problem. Now it is a priority. It said the priority will resolve conflict that occur when the object's eligible. Again, we are not changing it. So we'll enable it. So now come here. So it says source bucket, which is definitely it select Ohio, right? Now it says choose rule scope, limit the scope rule. I say no, apply to all object. It doesn't matter which object I have applied to all. So I did all. Now it says which bucket you want to replicate, destination bucket. You guessed it, destination bucket will be Virginia. So search here. So here, search here and look for FEB, and what was the bucket name? FEB, DES, yes or no? FEB, DES, and VA. So still it's not able to find it. So there's a browse S3. Let's select 3 because that way it will be easier for us to find the bucket. So click on browse S3 and you should be able to find the bucket FEB, and this is the DES. So I select that bucket, right? Select the bucket and say choose path. So please understand, I search it, I select the destination bucket and I say choose path. So choose path, the bucket is selected. So far so good. Now you come here. Now this is most important. This is where we mostly make mistake. Remember, anytime you do that in an IAM, we talk about there are 3 things you had: user, group, role, and policy. When I say role, it applies between application to application, or service to service, or application to service. So right now we are doing replication, so it's S3 to S3, yes or no? So right now we need to create role, but we don't have a role. So we are going to create a role and use that role. Make sense or no? So for that, please understand, we are keeping this screen as is. I don't want to change that. I want to keep the changes. I want to create a new role. So you can see here, they don't have option, they have option. So we can create from here. So they have option create new role. See here, they have options called create new role. So we're going to create a new role. So far so good. Make sure you see the screen. This is beautiful, look new, but it is interesting. So create new role. So I'm here. So it will change a little bit my screen. No, it did not. No, it did not give me a new screen, right? So I'm not going to do this way. Why don't you do one thing? Copy this URL. Please follow me. Copy this URL. Please copy this URL and open a new tab. Open a new tab and paste that URL. So you see something like that. So copy that URL and paste into the new tab so you can see something like that. Now search IAM. Search IAM. So what we did, we copy this URL and we create a new tab. Now we are searching IAM and IAM is here. So click on IAM. Now this is where I'm supposed to be because I'm trying to create a new role. So I'm in IAM. What is IAM stands for? Access management, identity access management. Now click on role. Click on a role. So when you click on roles, you see something like this. Don't worry about what I have. Don't worry about it. You just need to click on create role. Create role. Now here we are doing service to service. Yes or no? Yes. So here it's a AWS service, which is true. Yes or no? Yes. And now here select S3. Select S3. Select S3. So you can select AWS service, select S3. Now you can say allow S3 to call AWS services on your behalf. So that's fine. Go to next. Go to next. Now here we can try to select, but we have to edit our role because this is not going to work as simple. Because I tried all permutation, it doesn't work. So I'm going to create a next. I'm going to click on next. And here I'm going to play around the policy. Okay. Now stop here because I have a link in our PowerPoint. So in our PowerPoint, I had a link, couple of links, and this link specifically I added to allow you replications. You see this link? So you can click if you want, click on it. I would suggest click on it. So at least you can learn something. So you can click on that. So you can see this. Not this one, sorry, not this one. AWS one, not this one, my mistake. This one. Sorry for that. Click on here. So if you click on here, this is AWS guideline. It clearly says that, you can read about it. It clearly says that if you just do this, it's not going to work. So if I just add a role, it will not going to work. But it says that if you scroll down, if you do this one, it will work. So this is what exactly we are trying to do. They are saying that from bucket 1, if you go to bucket 2, you need this policy. Now you are comfortable with the policy, so it would be quite easy. I want you to pay attention. Whenever you say bucket 1, it's a source. Remember, we have name of bucket. And whenever we say bucket 2, it's a destination. The only thing we need to change the bucket name. Don't do anything, just understand. So what we are trying to, what it says that we are going to replicate this bucket. I also need this permission, versioning and all. And then I will replicate to destination bucket. This is your bucket number 2. So you can copy this and open in a notepad. So you can copy this and open in a notepad.
I'm not sure where you're at on that page.
Sorry,
Can you scroll down again? And,
sorry, what's the question? What's the
I'm
question?
not sure where you're at on that page because you scrolled down pretty quick. So can you do that again to show us where you're at on that page?
Okay, you can scroll now. You're not in this page.
I'm on that page. There's a lot of code in there and I'm not sure exactly where you're at.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you can scroll a little bit like that, are you able to see?
Yes.
Then could you scroll a little bit? Scroll a little bit and come here. Now, are you with that? Because if I give you a link, it won't help. You have to scroll here. This is where we are. Where you see bucket 1 and bucket 2. Say yes, you are able to see.
Yes.
That's it. Right? You are with me.
Got it. Thank you.
You're with me. Right? Remember, scrolling, I cannot give you scrolling. Scrolling, you need to do. I give you a link, right? Now, what we need to do, we need to copy this. We need to copy this policy. So copy this policy. So you copy this policy. Make sure you follow. Copy this policy and open a new notepad. Make sure you have a new notepad. So I'm going to pick any notepad and I'll say file new. Open a new notepad. Open a new notepad and you will paste that whole policy like that. So whatever I copy, entire policy I copy. This here bucket 1 2 times and bucket 2. And the last curly bracket is here. So everything I copy. So far, you guys with me. Now, the most crucial part is very important. You will use, remember, you will use, please understand, you will use your source bucket here. You will use your source bucket 2 places, here and here. Don't remove the slash and star. Only you will change these to your source bucket. You will change source to bucket, but your slash and star, you need to keep it. Okay. And then you will change this thing to your destination bucket. You see that? Make sure you see on the screen. This is your destination bucket. I'm going to do along with you so you can follow that. So now I'll go back to my first tab where we had a buckets. Yes or no? Now, if you remember our bucket name, see here, first bucket name was FEB SRC Ohio. So I'm going to highlight it and I just copy that bucket name. That's it. Pretty simple. Source bucket name I'm copying. And I'm going to go back to our notepad. And wherever the doc example 1 is there, I'm only changing example 1, see on the screen, to source bucket. And example 1 to your source bucket. Give me thumbs up if you're able to do that. Pretty easy. Just changing your source bucket. Make sense or no? Be careful. Don't add additional space. Don't remove slash and star. Now scroll down. There is an example 2, which we have to a destination. So go back in your screen where you have selected the Feb destination version 2. Select that bucket. This is your destination. This is your destination. Select that name. And then you remove the example 2 and have a destination bucket 2 like that. Clear? So this is your destination bucket. Only one time you're changing. Remember, star is there. This is your source bucket. Pretty cool. How many changes we made? 3. 2 source and 1 destination. Are we clear? Yes. People on phone, are we clear? Right? So trust me, it takes time to all do research and all. I'm trying to give you essence, but at least cut and paste and all, you should be able to do it. Now, highlight that entire policy. Entire. I do normally do Control A, Control C, Control A, Control C. It means highlight everything and select everything. So Control A, Control C. Now go back to your second tab where you were editing. Yes or no? Now you are in second tab, you are editing policy. Click on edit. Click on edit. Click on edit. And there you are. Oops, what happened? My mistake. Let's do next. I thought it is giving me next. Why it is giving me this thing? Oh, it is straight allowed me edit. Okay, it allowed me straight editing. So I'm gonna remove this one and I'm gonna paste. Why it is not allowing me? This edit, maybe this edit, right? Are you guys able to edit? Okay, I think it's the next edit then. So next, this edit. Maybe it looks on the screen this one, but let's do edit this one. I think that may be confusing. Oh, role name. I thought I gave a role name, no? So let's give a role name. Let's do, not a problem. So I'll say Fab S3, Fab S3 replica. Fab S3 replica. Now here is edit. You see this edit? Let's click on this edit. I think it should allow me editing. So click on edit. It should allow me edit. Why it is taking me back? Let's do next. Give me thing because it should allow me this. I have to come here. Does it allow me here? It is not allowing me to type anything. But if I click on edit, it is taking me back. Okay, no problem. I have an idea. Let's do one thing. Give a name just like we gave.
The same problem.
Sorry?
I'm having the same problem.
Yeah, no problem. I'll show you. I'll show you different way. Don't worry. Make sure you give a name. Fab3 replica. Fab3 replica. Let's not change anything. Just create role. Just to create role. Please understand. We are doing F3 replica. Let's not change anything. Just to create role. So when role is created, yes or no? Now search FEB. So you can see your role, this one, replica. And then we'll attach policy there. So search FB3 replica. Yes or no? Now you click on that, and there we will say, we will say add permission. We'll say add permission. We'll say add permission. And there add permission, we will say attach policy. Attach policies. Attach policy. Maybe create policy. Let me do one thing. Cancel. Cancel. Create inline policy. I need editor. I need editor. Now service. Okay, here you go. Here a JSON. Let me repeat. Let me show you everyone just to make sure I'm doing right, because it's a little bit different. So I'll go back to role, just making sure you are comfortable here. First again, FEB S3 role replica. I click on replica. Then I say add permissions, and in there I'm doing create inline policy. Create inline policy, and there I'm going to select JSON. I'm going to select JSON. So I'm going to click on JSON. So when I click on JSON now does it allow me? Yes, it allow me. So here I paste our policy, our big policy. Make sense or no? Yeah. Remember, we have done the policy. So our source are here, our destinations, yes or no? Yes. So we paste it here. So just make sure you double check the source is 2 times and destination. Now do next. Now policy name, you can give name policy. So I'll say S3, sorry, my mistake. FAB 3, sorry, FAB, what is the FAB? S3 replica, right? FAB S3 replica. Create policy. So I create a policy S3 replica. Now you can see here, please understand. This was my role. Please understand, this was my role. And under my role, I have a policy. So this role has policy. Yes or no? Just for safety sake, I want to make sure trusted relationship right now doesn't have that yet updated, because it's an entity that can assume this role, which is S3. Let's click on edit trusted policy. Click on edit trusted policy. And I'm going to update this one also. Delete, and I'm going to update this one also. It doesn't like, right? It doesn't like. So let's keep it like that. No, it doesn't like our policy. So I'm going to keep it cancel. Let's let it be like that. No need to worry about that, because seems like it is only looking for S3, which is good. So permission perspective, this role has only one policy, which I added. And if I click on the plus sign, you can see the whole policy. Do you guys agree? So at this moment, we are good with the role. What is our role? FAB S3 replica. What is our policy? Our policy is the same name. You can see a FAB. This is our policy. So we have policy created. We have rule created. Now go back to your main window. Go back to your main window, and where it says choose from existing IAM role. Choose from existing IAM role. Now we have to refresh it. And when we refresh, our policy will be visible. So we can refresh it. And now search FEB, and you will see your replica. FEB replica, FEB S3 replica. Select that. FEB 3 replica. So far, so good. Make sure you see on the screen, because it's, as I said before, it's quite interesting, right? FEB role. The names are same. You are adding role only. You are adding role only. Role has a policy. Right? Now scroll down. Now it's a replicate object. You don't have to change anything. Change storage class. I don't have to change replication here. Additional replication options. I'm not going to change any of them. So right now I'll say save it. So right now I did it. Now it says replicate object, existing object. So I'll say no, do not replicate, or yes, replicate, doesn't matter. So I'm going to say yes, doesn't matter. Yes, and I'll say submit. Though I don't have any object in source yet. So it's a brand new, no problem. So submit. So right now we are, please understand, we are still in the middle. What we are going to do now, we'll open a new tab, and in that tab, we're going to drag and drop one file under SRC bucket. So we're going to open a new tab. So good news, we already have a tab here. Yes or no? We already have a tab. So I'm going to search S3. I'm going to search S3. I'm going to search S3. Go to S3. Go to S3. And then look for your bucket, which is Ohio source. So here you search FEB, and you will see Ohio bucket. FEB Ohio bucket. Make sense or no? Now here, you are going to upload. You can upload one file or you can upload two files, doesn't matter. Let's upload one file for time being, add file. So at least you know, if this file go to destination, then tada, yes or no? So I take error and I'll say upload. This file I added in a source. And if I do close, I have added this file. You can literally see that in my source, I have added error.html. Yes or no? So if replication works properly, then Virginia should have this file. Yes or no? Yeah. And if yes, ta-da, right? So now you can see how diligently we need to do that. This type of activity normally in a real life, you need 2 to 3 days to do so. Now, trust me, if you do not know, it will take 2 months and you will not be able to do. So I'm trying to explain here so you can easily do when you do the lab. Majority pieces I'm explaining. So it will be fun. Now let's go back to the previous step where you were about to start replications. So go back here. So now we are saying automatically run the job when it is ready, not a problem. Generate report, not a problem. And it says completion report destinations. I don't know where I need. I don't need generated report. I don't need report. So right now it is saying choose IAM role with the required permission and trust relationship. IAM role policy template based on your job configuration. IAM trust policy required for batch. So I have the role, right? So what I'm going to do, choose existing role. So I'm going to select, first let me refresh, and I'm going to select our role. What is the role? Our role? Have S3 replica. If everything works, it will be magic. Let's do save, and it failed. This is where the problem starts. So it failed right away. Why it failed? What happened? So now mostly it failed with the permission. You see that? Permission. Could not assume IAM role. Please ensure the trust policy is attached to the role that allow batch operations to assume the role. Total fail, batch operation. So why the heck batch operation came in picture? Because we missed the batch operation. Okay, so batch operation we missed. So where did we selected batch operation? Give me this. No, this is we are selecting batch operation here, right? So remember, I was opening the Amazon document. In Amazon document, there is a batch operation guideline is also there. So you can see here, they have given batch operation guideline here, right? So for source bucket, role, service role, you need to put a source bucket account. 1 second, where is the batch? Yeah, no, granting permission for S3 batch operation. There is options here. Now, where is the permission here? So it says in the left navigation bucket, in the bucket, choose bucket that you want to use destination bucket. Choose the management tab, replicate route, actions, set replication, generate policy, apply setting. Where did I forgot batch policy? 1 second. Where? 1 second. This one we did. Oh, this one. So that is easy to fix. This is easy to fix. Why? Because this is S3. Do you guys agree? Trusted policy. Remember, I was getting error and I said, don't do that. So not only S3, it needs S3 batch. We can fix it. So let's go to the second tab. Let's go to second tab and go to IAM. Go to IAM. And IAM will go to our role, which is our roles. In our role S3 full policy, right? Yes. What was that? Fab, my mistake. Fab S3 replica, and here trusted. Here we could not do batch. That's what they're crying. Look at that. Our is only S3, so they want batch. So we can add here edit trusted policy Now here I can add by looking this one. See here it clearly says STS assume S3. I need to add this one, this line. So I'm going to copy comma. See, this is service rectangle bracket. I'm going to copy this one. See here, service rectangle bracket to this one. I'm going to copy this and go back to my policy. There is a services, so I'm going to put it here as a, like this, like this. See here, let me make it bigger. So what I did is I put a rectangle bracket. Rectangle bracket means I have more than one item, right? I have S3 and I have batch operations and separated by comma. I have more than one item. Let me repeat one more time. So it was like this. It was like this. This was one item. So what I did, I removed this item and I pasted. I removed this item and I pasted my item where it's a rectangle bracket. So a rectangle bracket, you can see that, and this is one comma this. So I'm giving two services. Now let's save it. If it works, it will work. Update, save it. This is what you have. You have to copy this part. Rectangle bracket. Make sure you start from rectangle, close from rectangle. Let me complete it because we'll run out of time. So let me complete because you guys are anyhow going to do part of your homework. So it's part, don't type, never type such kind of thing. If you are thinking to type, you're doing wrong. You have to copy paste because minor error will create a problem. So let me complete this thing. So I created, updated, yes or no? Now I have to go back to the main one because this one errored out, yes or no? So I will clone job. I'll create a clone job because everything is same. So I'm going to create a clone job. Everything is same, yes or no? Everything is same. I don't, let me go back because the clone will run differently. 1 second, bucket. I want to do it right now. Let's not do clone job. Let me do batch operation here. And I'll do create a, let me go back again here one more time. This thing, S3. Not done. 1 second. I need to go back here. What are the options I have? I need to rerun this job somehow. Otherwise, I need to create a job. So let me do create a job. Let's do create a job. So I'm here in a batch operation, create job. Now everything should be same. Yes or no? So everything should be same. Ohio is my region. S3 is everything is fine. Now I'll say next. Next. Why it is asking? 1 second. S3 inventory report. I don't need report. Second, configure S3 inventory list for a bucket prefix. No, I don't want report. Create manifest using replication configuration. Second, yeah, this might be fine. Yeah, this is fine. But why it is asking me filter? Let me do this way. I think this is a little bit more complicated. I'll go back to my S3 and let me search S3 and I'll go with the source one more time. Let me do one more time. So I'm S3. I'll select my source, which is feb src Ohio. I'm selecting feb src Ohio. Okay, I'm going to create from here replica rule because that would be quite easy. Going to management and I'll create rule from here. Okay, I already have a rule. Everything is configured properly, right? So if I select here, if I can run this rule, then I should be okay. If not, I have to create a rule. So let's see if I have this rule, but it says replicate modification do not replicate. Right now, is there a way I can click it and run it? And action, no, delete, edit. 1 second. I want to see if there a way I can edit and short circuit a little bit. Yes, question?
For actions, it says replicated objects. So what if we go to the destination, what that destination complexity?
No, I did it. So here, create replication job. I was able to do here. So I came here. Now, does I have options here? Create replication job. It's keep saying job. I don't want to create a job. Let's do rule one more time. I'll go back because I don't want to take a chance. I have management, right? I'll create a new rule. Okay, that's fine. So here, this option, create replication rule. I'll do another rule. This time I'll say fab replication 2. Enable is fine, source is fine, right? Prefix is, I don't need prefix. Destination bucket, we'll say browse, yes or no? Fab, destination, Virginia. So I select that. Now I am role, same role because we have configured. So technically speaking, we are all good. We just configure batch. So if it works, it should work now. So save. So it is saving. What is asking? Prefix. I don't need prefix. Apply to all objects. I don't need prefix. Apply to all objects and save it. Now it is ready to go. So right now, this is replication rule I have. This is replication number 2. Now I click on it. So what are the replication? This time I have this one. So how can I execute? Does it automatically execute? So if I select here, receive replication object. So edit priority. So looks like replication rule is there. Now if I come here, it should give me some clue that it is working. So replication rule summary, it is there. So let's check if there's no error. I didn't see any error yet. So the question is, it did work then. If I'm not getting error, so if I go to destination, will my error is already there? Hey, it's there. Look at that. It means it worked. It's there. We didn't copy it. It means that I'm not getting error. It means rules is working fine. Complex. Yeah, it's a complex, but guys, this is what you will be asked in interview, replication. The scenario in architect exam, they will ask you how to do that. And that's why I wanted to show. Last 2-3 times, every time we had an error. This time I did a little bit homework. I kept the ready the link. So link is there. You have video coming to your way. You and your group can do that.